Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Your host, Golden Zulu. So today we have one interesting video that includes taxation in calculation of both the demand function and supply function. So the first question there reads to say calculate the equilibrium, price and quantity. So we know to say when they talk about equilibrium, which means the demand function and the supply function are the same. So we just rewrite the demand function, which is given by PD is equal to 100 minus 0.5 QD. These D's are there to help you identify to say which one between these is the demand function and the supply function. If you want, you can remove them. Immediately you identify which one is your demand function and which one is your supply function. So the supply function here is given as PS is equal to 10 plus 0.5 QS. Then from here, you can just equate these to each other, where you will have an equation of 100 minus 0.5 Q is equal to 10 plus 0.5 Q. From here, you can group the like terms, where if you group the like terms, you will have 0.5 Q plus 0.5Q is equal to 100 minus 10. Where if you were to add 0.5Q plus 0.5Q, you will get your answer to be 1Q, which is the same as Q. Then 100 minus 10 is the same as 90. So the quantity in this case is 90, but we are interested again in finding the equilibrium price, where for you to get the equilibrium price, you just get one of the equations. Why? Because price and price are the same. Remember, we had to state that equilibrium simply means equal. So P for the demand function is the same as P for the supply function. So in this case, when you find P for the demand function, it means to say you have found P for the supplies function. So you just pick one of the equations of your interest. So in this case, we can pick the one with a positive so that we don't get much with the negatives. So PS is equal to 10 plus 0.5. Then we multiply the 0.5 with the 90. So when you multiply, you will get your answer to be 45. Then when you add 45 plus 10, you will get your answer to be 55. Then the second question here reads to say, assume that the government imposes a fixed tax of 6 kwacha per unit sold. Who are the ones selling? The ones selling are the suppliers. Why? Because they are selling to the buyers. So the tax in this case will affect the supply function. Remember again, assume that the government imposes a fixed tax of 6 kwacha per unit sold. Who are the ones selling? The ones selling are the suppliers. Who are they supplying? They are supplying the consumers. So in this case, the price will go down. So we'll say price minus tax is equal to 10 plus 0.5 QS. Having done this, you know to say tax in this case is what? 6. So we have 6, 10 plus 0.5 QS. Then we'll group the like terms. So you will have P is equal to 10 plus 6 is equal to 0.5 QS. Sorry. Here we have a plus. Then 10 plus 6, that is equal to what? 16 plus 0.5 QS. Then remember the question states, write down the equation of the supply function adjusted for tax. So this is the equation that is adjusted for tax. Then the other question says, find the new equilibrium price and quantity algebraically. So remember, we can just have that to be our 1 and this one to be our 2. This one here, it will be our 2. Then for us now to find the new equilibrium price, we use the adjusted supplies function together with the demand function, which was given to be 100 minus 0.5 QD. So from here, we can just calculate the equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity algebraically. So from here, remember we are still at equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity. So we will just equate these to each other and you will have this equation is equal to 16 plus 0.5 Q. Then from here, you just group the like terms. So this will go the other side and this one come the other side. You will have 100 minus 16 is equal to 0.5 Q plus 0.5 Q. You know to say 100 minus 16 is, so let's just subtract on our calculator. 100 minus 16, we are getting our answer to be 84. Then you note says 0.5 Q plus 0.5 Q is equal to what? 1 Q, which is the same as Q. So this is the value for Q. Then for you to find the value for price, you will just get any of the equations. So I prefer the second one, which is the supplies function, 16 plus 0.5 Q, where Q is now 84. Then from here, you will add, you will multiply 0.5 multiplied by 84, you will get your answer to be 42. Then 42 plus 16, you will get your answer to be 58. So 58 is the new equilibrium price and 84 is the new equilibrium quantity. Your host, Golden Zulu.